Well, hello there, and welcome to today's video. And it is all about, well, it starts off about an aha moment that I really got. And I hope what I got, I can share with you as well. One second, I got to get rid of this. It's telling me I can add guests. I have no idea what that means. Okay, so we will begin, as we typically do, with our National Day calendar. Oh, you probably noticed I got my jammies on. Now, first of all, do not be deceived. I was not in my jammies all day long. Matter of fact, had quite a productive day. And now I am. One of the reasons I am is it is cold here in Connecticut. We're going through a cold snap. It has varied. It's been, I think, like I just looked and it was 18 degrees, but that's warm because the other day it was 10 and the other day it was 8. So we've had this period of weather I don't like to go out in. And I know a lot of my friends are saying, well, I've had enough of winter. Well, you know what? We haven't. It's going to be here for a while. And, you know, I know we long for those April showers that bring spring flowers, but if it were not for these cold snaps, a lot of wonderful things wouldn't happen. We'd have too many bugs, and they'd come out too early. So the cold, the trees get a chance to rest. Did you ever wonder, why don't we take advantage of it the way that the animals do? You know, burrow down, shut in. I'm going to just, eat in the fall and sleep it off during the winter and wake up and be fit. Doesn't work that way for us, though. Matter of fact, that's going to take me pretty soon to my aha moment. But back to the National Day calendar. Today is National Pie Day. P-I-E, now not to be confused with National P.I. Day that comes about in March. And even though it's P.I. Day, which is about geometry, we still are going to do pie then. Matter of fact, there's probably a day for every kind of pie we can imagine. But today is National Pie Day. And I did not realize it until I looked it up right before I did my little video. I know it's Sunday and I don't often do videos on Sunday, but I had to. You'll know why when I finish. So anyway, I looked it up and I said, oh my goodness, it's National Pie Day. You know what I'm having for supper? Shepherd's pie. I had something just nagging at me and saying, I really wish I could get some shepherd's pie. Well, I just was kind of lazy about making it. And another interesting tidbit, this morning I made some fried apples. I had some apples that were sitting around, and I kept going, I got to do something with those apples. And I have to tell you, seriously, I made the best fried apples today that I have probably ever made. Now, I could put them in a pie crust and have pie for supper and pie for dessert. But I'm not going to, and that has to do with the big aha. So the other thing that it is today for National Day calendar is National Handwriting Day. That's a toughie for me. Handwriting is very personal. I got to tell you something. If I'd have thought of it early enough, I would have dug around in my treasure chest for, I have a letter that my grandfather wrote my grandmother when she was sick in the hospital. And he truly had the most magnificent, swirly, beautiful penmanship. I I, on the other hand, wind up with my handwriting looking more like what a spider web would look like if the spider was on LSD, you know. And I try. I find that even I can't read my handwriting. When I was in school, I'm left-handed, for those of you who might not know that. And of course, being left-handed is a sign of genius. That's what they say. And they say only left-handed people are in their right mind, because the left hand, right mind thing goes on. Anyway, I'm very grateful that my mom was not one of those in those days who would make you use your right hand all the time, which they force left-handed children to be right-handed, and that is so bad. However, being left-handed, I wrote kind of like this, and I dragged my hand across my pencil writing, and at the end of the day, I'd have a big old gray smudge on the side of my hand, and my writing would be smudged. And my teacher would give me back the paper and say, "Do over, messy." That was my 4th grade teacher. And so I would do it over, and I would get it back, and it would be marked down, and it would say, "Late." I didn't have a chance with that teacher. Then apparently I'm a slow learner, because I never did get to good handwriting, whether it's printing or cursive. I'm not the best at either. Of course, I never have to worry about anybody reading my journal. There's a couple things, though, and these are metaphysical, so they kind of fit what we're talking about. First of all, I find that my handwriting will be better if I'm absolutely peaceful and calm and just kind of writing for pleasure. If I am nervous, my handwriting will get all crampy. And if I am in my normal state, which normally my mind goes faster than my hand. So, excuse me, my handwriting's all, like I don't close my O's and I go, ugh. I've thought for a long time, and I could be right, that if I made a greater effort to have better penmanship, that I would improve my nature and my thinking processes, and I'm probably not going to do that. I don't know, one day when I retire from whatever, maybe then I'll work on my handwriting. That's why I am so grateful that I can type, and I can type up a storm on the computer. I love it. So if you ever got a typewritten note from me and you wondered why I didn't make it personal with a personal letter, handwritten, you know, you probably couldn't have read it. However, when I get a handwritten letter, I love it. Did you ever notice those bulk mailing guys think they're funny? They got a handwriting font, so they type it as if it was handwritten, so you think when you get something it's written by hand, and it's not. Well, it's not even personal. It's not, because what we like about handwriting is it's personal. So I don't know, maybe I'll try it a little bit more one day. But I kind of like to think fast, and I like to type fast. And for anyone who sends me a handwritten thing that I can read, thank you very much. I love it. It's just not something I'm good at. Whew! Well, so much for National Handwriting Day and National Pie Day. Let's get to the great aha. Now, this is probably going to be a short video because I don't have any notes today. I didn't have time. I just had something to tell you that I wanted to share. I was so excited about sharing it. And I think it's really important. So, all right. So I have a few issues that go on regularly. The first teeny aha, the spark, was when I got on the scale and found out I had gained weight. I'm trying to lose weight. It's not about beauty, it's about health. And I know that if my weight goes up, my blood pressure goes up, and I don't want that. I want to stay healthy. Now, I do exercise. I jazzercise. That's great. I move around a lot. In the summertime, I'm all over the campground. But here it is winter, and I'm not going out. And so, it's like, why? How did this happen? All right. First law of metaphysics, it's all about cause and effect. That everything we do, everything we send out has something comes back. Now, in science, it's like equal. Was that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction? But that's not the way it works with metaphysics because of the law of increase. So everything we send out comes back multiplied of like kind increase. So instead of it looking like an exact, like the eternity symbol, you see it like bigger. So every time we send something out, it can get bigger for better or worse. So when I got on the scale and I saw I had gained the weight and I was freaking out and asking myself, why? How? And it was like a voice in my head, my guide, spirit, God, whatever, said, oh, come on now, you know why. You put food in, it doesn't all come out, you put weight on. And I thought about what had been happening over the winter. It has been stressful with the COVID and waiting for it to go away, and general stress, not being able to travel the way I want, the weather being cold and having to stay inside. But it wasn't about griping about it. It was about self-comforting with food. Now, my typical afternoon snack, I've shared it with you many times. She wants to join us. I've shared it with you many times, and that is my afternoon cheese and crackers and glass of wine. Well, that's fine and good. Except I kind of said, maybe I'll throw some olives on the plate. Oh, and that was better. And then I said, oh, I have this vegetarian jerky that is so delicious. I'll bet that'd be good. So what I was doing, I was adding these little things to my snacks, and I had my regular dinner and everything. Oh, I had that thing. I know, I've told you guys about it a bunch of times. Have breakfast like a king, and lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. Well, I did for a little bit start to instead of having dinner, I had my, probably we would call it a tapas plate, because it would be cheese and crackers, maybe hummus, maybe some vegetarian jerky, extra cheese. And so I would just say, well, you know what? I'm not going to bother eating dinner. But then the next day, I would have the same thing happening. I didn't know what I wanted to eat. It didn't matter how much food was in there. And I had started to run out of all that good food I had, pre-made that was in the freezer. So that was running low. I was cleaning out my fridge. And so I said, I've got to do something, because I'm still gaining weight, even with, dropping supper from this good stuff. Then, here we come. Are you ready? The aha moment. one of the reasons I don't eat well, I mean, I eat better than a lot of people. I don't eat too much of it. But one of the reasons was at the end of the day, I'm too tired. I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to slice and dice and, I just want to grab something and eat. Well, if you didn't, excuse me, make anything at night, you don't have any leftovers the next day for lunch or breakfast. I'm very good at having dinner for breakfast. So if you don't have anything, you're in the same thing. You wake up in the morning and go, well, I got nothing to eat. And just that thought, think about the negativity of it. I don't have anything to eat. Yes, you do. There's plenty of stuff. You're just picky. So I got into the fridge this morning. I looked at those apples. Those apples had to be done. Now, I have a friend named Donna Shaka. And we have been friends for well over 40 years. And she's always posting on Facebook, like she'll do it on Saturday or Sunday, and she'll say, oh, and she shows pictures. I made chili, and I made this, and I made that, because what she does is she does her cooking on Sunday or Saturday, whatever, and then she has the stuff during the week. And I said, you know what? The reason I don't eat as healthy as the way I should is because the food's not ready. Why? I'm too tired in the evening. So I'm going to do what Donna does, and I'm going to get ready for the week on the weekend. So I went in there and I made the fried apples. They're good for putting on your oatmeal for breakfast, or it makes the oatmeal appealing. Just get up in the morning and say, I'm going to have a bowl of oatmeal. Not my idea of something I'm going to look forward to. So I made the fried apples, and as I said, they were divine. So then I said, I've been waiting on shepherd pie. I'm going to make some shepherd pie. So I started to do a mise en place, putting out all my stuff, and I said, you know what? I want to make some potato lover salad, because I love potato lover salad, and the lettuce is already cleaned and put away. I did it 2 days ago, and it'll be good for another few days. So I cut potatoes for potato salad, for the potato lover salad. Then I said, oh, potato lover salad, potato salad. I'm going to use some of these potatoes for salad. So I diced a whole extra bunch. So, and then I did carrots and celery and onions and, all the things you do. So I had my little bowls with all my little different things I was going to use to assemble my recipes. And I said, you know what? I think I'll make some pea soup. Just because. I saw the peas in there the other day. I was already cutting and chopping and making a mess. Why not do it for everything? So I made pea soup. So I've got pea soup in the freezer, pea soup in the refrigerator, shepherd pie in the oven, shepherd pie filling in the freezer for extra, for another day. I've got fried apples. I'm set. And that's going to make it so much easier, because if I'm tired at the end of the day, I will still eat something healthy instead of grabbing, as wonderful as it is, a quesadilla is not a good dinner. I know I put sliced tomatoes in it, but it's still not. You gotta balance your stuff, So I was very happy to end the day today with all that good stuff. But what the point of this is, the aha moment was that I have to change. What is this series? Embracing change. Now, I'm hoping, because it worked so well for me, that I will be able to do it whether my cooking day is going to be Saturday or Sunday, and however it's impacted by when the campground opens again. I know that just having that food ready, and knowing I'm not going to have to take a lesser choice and eat a lesser choice, because I was lazy. I wasn't lazy. I was tired. You get tired at the end of the day. Well, I hope you got something out of that, because you're going to look at your whole life and you're going to learn to pay attention and to reflect. If you don't journal, I know I've told you a bunch of times, journaling is so good it's good for the mind. That's where the reflecting and the kind of thing that helps you put those pieces together. It's like putting a plug in a socket. Aha, I got it. And think about the same aspect with time, okay? It's like the food. Okay, so I looked and I said, this is cause and effect. What is the cause? I'm too tired to eat what I should eat, so I eat what's there. I don't eat right. I'm not happy. And then I eat comfort food because I don't feel like cooking healthy food. So you see how the connection? Now let's look at it with time. Do you ever think I don't have enough time? I don't know. Maybe you've got too much time on your hands, but not me. I don't. And so what do you have to look at with the time? You have to say, what am I doing with this time? And you can take a little clock and you can write down, this time to this time, what was I doing? This time to this time, what was I doing? This time to this time. Ask yourself, is this the best use of my time? Will this use of my time get me where I want to be? Cause and effect. If you choose to sit down and watch TV and eat chocolates, what's the effect of that going to be? Other stuff's not getting done. So, another wonderful bit of this little change. See, there's a scripture that says, all things work together for good for those who love the Lord. The Lord, metaphysically, means the law, and the law is cause and effect. As you give, so shall you receive, the general principle, okay? So when we start to make changes in one area, get that aha moment, we can see it in other places. In Unity, we teach life is consciousness. What is consciousness? It is your state of being. If I were hit on the head, or I passed out, or I went, I would be unconscious. And many of us go through our days, believe it or not, unconscious. That is true, because our mind has a tendency to wander around. So we are not fully aware. To be truly conscious is to be in the moment right now, okay? So in your life, look at the things that are not the way you want them. Look for the cause, because that's effects. Whatever in your life is not what you want is an effect. So look for the cause of that effect, and you can have change. Oh, big ta-da at the end. The big wrap-up. The wrap-up is, a part of this is, number one, if you've got an issue with what happens with your time, you need a list, a to-do list. We talked about it the other day. The ugliest one, do that first. And the more you cross things off, the better you're going to feel. The second thing, I made a menu. Now, a menu is to having a good eating habits, as a schedule is to good use of your time. Okay? So, write a menu. Rose Kennedy, the mother of John F. Kennedy, the president, and his brother Robert, and which have 10 kids, she had 2 months of menus made up, and all they did is they rotated them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ours can vary however we want, but you make a menu, you make a schedule, and you make changes that will bring you the aha moments that will make you happy. So think about that. It's almost time for me to put the cheese on top of my, I'm just going to put a little sprinkle of cheese on top of the mashed potatoes on my shepherd's pie. Very excited. So you have a great day. God bless you good, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.